Tonight, the Electoral Commission calls out main opposition NDC, disclosing that the party had failed to back its claims of a flawed voters register with evidence, as officials allegedly promised to do so with just 5 days before a nationwide protest by the party to force the commission to audit the register.
The NDC came, presented some issues. They gave just examples. We told them that they should let us have their issues that they are complaining. They told us they will come, they will get it for us that same day. Up till now, we have not gotten anything from them. And so if really they have issues as they are claiming, they should bring it to the fore. We are prepared. If you say there's something wrong with the register, then you need to prove beyond doubt.
Meanwhile, the EC says it is ready for the NDC's nationwide protest in 5 days.
If you have issues and you want to present to our office, we have no problem. We will accept them, but we want to encourage them to ensure that civility prevails.
We are live
so that it doesn't turn out into something.
We are live at the Commission's headquarters for a news conference where also 3 female presidential aspirants have filed their nominations to contest the 2024 general elections, bringing the total number of candidates to 14 in 3 days. And Top Story is always brought to you by Telecel Connecting Energies, holy insecticide spray and coil. Enjoy a holy sleep. The Electoral Commission is tonight calling out the main opposition NDC as it prepares to mobilize its supporters across the country to march onto the Commission's offices to demand a forensic audit into the provisional voters register for the 2024 polls. The EC has been disclosing to Joy News how the NDC failed to back its claims of a flawed voters register with evidence after officials allegedly promised to do so. The commission is set to address the media in the next few minutes, and we'll take you to the EC headquarters live when the news conference gets underway. Ahead of that, though, the Director of Electoral Services at the Commission, Benjamin Banobio, has been challenging the NDC to back its claims with the evidence they promised.
When the case was reported, because of the inbuilt accountability in our system, we were able to trace up to the point where it occurred. We were able to trace how it occurred, and then got to know that they used those pictures because the system captured everything. Yes, we did investigation. The officers at the district are being sanctioned. Investigation is still going on. All the 38 transfers that were detected have been reversed. And we did not end it there. We tasked our team, IT team, to go through all the transfers effected
across the country
to find out if such a situation occurred.
And this is across the country?
Across the country.
What's the update on that?
It is completed.
And you didn't find any other legal transfer?
We did not find any. No, we did not find any other legal transfer.
Let's specifically, the NDC wants a nationwide audit done into the register by an external independent body. Is the EC open to that?
You know what? Electoral Commission of Ghana, we want to ensure successful election. It is in our own interest. And for the register, it is in the interest of the Commission to ensure a very credible voters register. Because when you have a credible voters register, you have chopped more than 60% of the sources that you need to ensure a successful election. And so we are not leaving any stone unturned to ensure that we have a very credible voters register. The NDC came, presented some issues. They gave just examples. We told them that they should let us have their issues that they are complaining. But for all that they know, we might have even resolved those issues. They told us they will come, they will get it for us that same day. Up till now, we have not gotten anything from them.
When you asked for them to bring all the issues, what was the plan?
They came, they told us they will give the issues to us. Yes, they told us that they will give the issues to us. So we asked them to let us have them. We'll go through and find out if there are issues as they are indicating. We'll resolve them. Then we'll give them a copy of the register that has been resolved for them to also look at it. Since that time, they have not come back. They have not sent anything to anybody. And so if really they have issues as they are claiming, they should bring it to the fore. We are prepared. We are all partners. And I want to believe that they mean well. Anything that could be done to enhance the credibility of the register, we are for it. So if they have issues, our doors are open 24/7.
Including an external audit?
That is what I'm saying. If it is necessary, we wouldn't care. But as it is now, the register is good to go. And so anyone who has issue and is calling for such measures should let us know what the issues are. Open up, bring them to us, let us sit down and go through the system and find out if those things are there. Then we'll take it from there. But for now, the register is very credible, it's very inclusive, and it is fit for purpose.
If the NDC brings you all the issues they've raised, you would look into it with the intention of trying to resolve them at your own level within the EC?
Yes, if it has not been resolved already. But if it has not been resolved already, we'll do that.
But that is not what they want. They don't trust the EC to fix your own problems. They want an independent body to do so.
You see, if you say there's something wrong with the register, then you need to prove beyond doubt. You have come, made example demonstrations, and you have asked to let us have it so that we can all take a look at it. Why haven't they bring it? As at now, they have not brought anything. If they mean well, they should bring it up for us to look at it.
I mean, when they met you last week Friday, when they met you last week Friday, they did a demonstration. Didn't they leave that with you?
No. They didn't leave it. They even promised to get it to us when they get back to their office. As at now, nobody has sent anything. So I'm beginning to doubt if really what they are saying is true. Why are they not bringing it up? There was an example they showed. We picked that ID number. Later, when the IT consultants check, the person has transferred his vote to another police station. We asked the district officer, they were able to provide the forms that the person completed. Yet they were saying that that person was transferred without his knowledge. And so let us have the issues, let us go through them one after the other and examine them on their own merit.
But is the EC ready for a protest in 5 days?
NDC is a political party, and a political party, it is one of our critical stakeholders. As a party, they have the right to demonstrate, but it must be done according to law. If you have issues and you want to present to our office, we have no problem. We will accept them. But we want to encourage them to ensure that civility prevails so that it doesn't turn out into something. All that they are looking for, as they claim, is for a credible voters' roll. And as I indicated, the Electoral Commission is for that. So if they have issues, why don't we judge up? Why don't we team up and ensure that the necessary thing is done?
Will you open?
That is my worry.
Will you open your offices on Tuesday?
It's a working day, and so we will open our offices. I know that NDC leadership will control their people and ensure civility.
Well, on the allegation that the party promised to submit evidence to back their claims of a flawed register, we got confirmation from the Deputy Director of Elections of the NDC, Dr. Tanko Rashid, that indeed did so. But because they do not trust the EC, they have not submitted that particular evidence to them, but says they will submit a full petition when they embark on that protest next week.
We have trust issues with the Electoral Commission.
No, but did you promise?
I'm saying that, yes.
Did you promise to return with the documents?
We told them we would, because we also give them an external drive that they said they have the 2024 corrected version. You see, and we said, then give it to us.
Yes, if you have did you promise to return
we told them
particulars?
that because this Electoral Commission, countless times we have given them evidence of issue, they have not done anything about it.
But did you promise?
We told them that these are the issues. The register is from you. You have it. For instance, what my good brother mentioned, the proxy issues. You cannot do proxy without going through biometrics.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But
and I'm saying that this was an issue. It's one of the issues
he has said something categorically.
Yes.
That when you came, you presented the issues, they told you, submit the evidence and we'll look into it. And you did promise them that you will return with the evidence.
Evans,
did you promise you return with the evidence?
We said we needed a forensic audit so that we'll present it there. The forensic audit will deal with this matter. Because this Electoral Commission, if we give these things to them,
but you're not answering my question.
I'm saying that
did you promise the Electoral Commission? Yes,
we promise that we will bring it if only they will accept forensic audit. That is it. It's a caveat.
And so there you keep, because you keep the 38
I'm coming.
names.
My good brother Banobio.
But how can they agree to an audit when they haven't verified your complaints?
Yes, it's verified. You just agreed to the 243,000.
But you also claim that there are 15,000
yes,
people
I'm saying there
who have been legally transferred. That he's disputing. And he's saying to you, bring all your concerns to the table. Let's look into it. And if there's a basis, he hasn't actually dismissed your call for an audit. He says if there's a basis, if you bring your evidence, they will look into it. And if that is what is needed, they will do it.
Evans.
So why don't you submit it?
Evans, it's a clear issue. This one there, it's not a matter we should belabor on this matter. It's a simple issue. We are saying that this electoral commission, as it is constituted, on countless times, I just mentioned BVD, the loss of the BVD, the issues of that one, the issue of the NANDOM officer that we petition again. He's still sitting there as a NANDOM. The issue of do you know Pusiga? Somebody used a fake Ghana card to register some people and he was arrested. I'm saying that several of these. So we are having
you say you don't trust the electoral commission. So why don't you keep your own word by submitting all the evidence? And if they still do not act, then you have a basis.
Evans, we are asking them for us what they say they will do. We'll hit the street. We are going to
they haven't said. I mean, from what I heard Banobio say, what I heard Banobio say, he did not say they will not conduct the audit. He says they first want to understand your problem fully with the evidence.
We did.
And then they submit it. And then they'll come to a conclusion whether there's a basis for the audit or not. But until then, it will be difficult for them to come to that conclusion.
That's why I'm saying that clearly. We did a live demonstration.
Yes.
And that's what we wanted the media. We wanted
you return
I'm saying that we wanted the media, if you are joined, this discussion he's talking about, and we are talking about it, we didn't have a reason because we did a clear demonstration.
Do a press conference and demonstrate it.
I am saying that it will demonstrate to their IT team. Their IT officer was there. But
beyond the demonstration, did you leave that information with them in hard copy or in soft?
I've given you a background why we have not left that thing with them.
Well, the Electoral Commission is set to address a news conference just in a few minutes. I want to take you there to the Electoral Commission headquarters now. My colleague James Abaji is standing by for us. James, is this press conference underway?
Well, Evans, we're still waiting for the Electoral Commission to begin that press conference. Just about some 20 minutes ago, they received the final filing of the day from the CPP candidates. And after that, they indicated to us that the PNC are in with their nomination form for filing. And so right after they attend to the PNC, they would be addressing us on the issues being raised so far. But we later found out that the PNC had returned because they themselves say they have identified some anomaly on their nominations form and so prefer to go back and rectify that and come back tomorrow. And the EC, an official, tells me that we should prepare for the press conference to come off maybe at 5:30. It's now 5:44, and we're still here waiting for them. If you check their own Facebook page, they have set up to transmit this live, and the live is still on, but there's no EC official as we speak in the conference room.
James, stay with me because we need to get a bit more about those filing nominations today. But thankfully, joining me is Dr. Tanko Rashid, is the Deputy National Director of Elections for the NDC. Also joining me is Evans Mensah, Director of Research and Elections at the MPP. And Dr. Tanko, we're waiting for the Electoral Commission to address this major news conference. They've already told us that this is going to be around the key issues that you raised formally, addressing the country on it. And on the points that they raised when you were with me on PM Express about the submission of the full evidence for them to evaluate and determine whether there's a need for this forensic audit, I wonder, since the last conversation, whether the NDC has submitted that evidence to the Electoral Commission.
Evans, let me say good evening to you and your cherished listeners, as well as my good brother, Evans Mensah. Good evening. Clearly, we are prepared for our demonstration on Tuesday, and as I indicated on your platform, PM Express, the other day, we indicated to the Electoral Commission that, look, we have done this presentation to you. You have indicated to you where all these problems are from. But we think that you, as a body, as it is as constituted, we don't have the trust in you to deal with the matter. So let's have this forensic audit. Then we'll present it to the team that is going to audit it. And then they'll go through it, because we have clearly, the Electoral Commission, has clearly demonstrated to us that if we give this thing to you, it will not yield any results, because previously we have dealt with you on several issues which you didn't conclude with any better response coming from you. And we gave the issue of the Pusiga fake Ghana card issue. The gentleman, up to now, we haven't heard anything from the story. The London episode is still there. It's still an issue. The gentleman is still sitting there. And so, if we have continuously been dealing, and then the issue of the register, my good brother will testify. At IPAC, we were contesting their figures, the total registered figures as announced in Parliament. And they indicated that they were going to get their IT team to come back in the next IPAC meeting to explain to us the figures, the discrepancies in the figures as we pointed out to them. Up till now, as we speak now, the Electoral Commission has not given us the total registered figures from their own calculations. So why we continue to deal with an Electoral Commission that is evasive in giving out information? We have done our part. We have demonstrated this to them and said, let's have this audit. Let's have this team put together to do the audit. Then we will appear before them with our full version of our issues.
But what would they be auditing if they don't have clarity on the specifics? And I see today Dr. Madibuama had posted details around some of the key issues that you're raising. 5 issues in all. Some of them were addressed by Mr. Banobio on the show the last time. He denied a lot of them. In fact, he says they've done their own investigations that has shown that your suggestions of claims untrue. And I see that you also list a total of 6 bases for this forensic audit. Now, clearly you have something. And if you do have something, you're prepared to put it out on social media, but you're not prepared to give it formally to the Electoral Commission.
I'm saying that, Evans, we met them at their head office. The commissioners were all there, plus Madame Evans Mensah herself. And with this thing that we have put out on social media, we demonstrated it for them to see. The issue my good friend Banobio mentioned, the gentleman, they even let the cat out of their bag with what he was trying to explain. The gentleman name, when we asked them, you said the gentleman is in the register. Which constituency and which polling station is it? When their IT officer mentioned the polling station, the whole room, everybody was shocked, because from their own data that they're given out, the gentleman was nowhere to be found from the constituency or polling station he mentioned. So we asked them, which register are you reading from? Because the register you gave and the register you exhibited, this is the problem of the gentleman. From here to Tesano police station, and from Tesano police station back to his own police station, he cannot be found. You've taken him out. Now you are telling us that the man is in Volta region. He mentioned some polling station like that. So everybody was taken aback at that place. From that point, we realized that these people, it appears they are dealing with some different register apart from what they've given out or apart from what they have put out for exhibition. This one strengthened our position for the call for the forensic audit. Apart from that, when we were speaking on your platform, and my brother Banobio was telling us that they deliberately added that, look, that one alone is enough for this country to call for forensic audit.
And Evans Demaku is with me. Evans, with the MPP, have you taken a decision on the need for a forensic audit? Because I know I've heard some of your key members and leadership say they have their own concerns. Have you taken the decision whether you need that too?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Demaku, can you hear me?
Please come again.
I'm asking whether the MPP, you've decided on whether or not there's a need for a forensic audit of the register.
Thank you, Evans. I think that there's no need at all. Evans, take a look at the CI 91, Regulation 22. It says the EC will compile a register. When that is done, it is a provisional register. The regulation 22.2 indicates that a copy of the provisional register shall be given to all registered political parties. So let's find out from the other political parties whether they receive copies of the provisional register from the EC. And when you have received that as a party, what is your role? When in 23 of the CI 91, it says there will be exhibition, the EC must exhibit the register at every polling station for all registered voters to have access and make corrections to their details. The call by the NDC at the moment for a certain forensic audit is baseless, is meaningless, it does not hold water. My brother, Dr. Rashid is mentioning that the EC has not been able to tell them the total number of registered voters on the provisional register they have been given. They've been able to tell us that there's a certain 15,000, a certain 243,000. Why are they not able to compute the provisional register of all the polling stations, 38,622, on the database they have been given to tell us that this is where we are and that they doubt it? They are able to produce 15,000. They are able to produce 243,000 of a certain infraction. Meanwhile, the EC has been very categorical that there's nothing of that sort. Evans, the NDC just want to create unnecessary confusion. As IPAC, the NDC had raised issue about the register. They've raised issue about every stage that the EC is doing compilation. For us as New Patriotic Party, we are advised by the CI 91, CI 127, CI 126. And it is on that basis that the provisional register we got, we printed it out to all our polling station executives to reach out to the voters on the register. So we'll get them to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia on December 7th.
So you're happy with the provisional register? You're happy with the provisional register as it is? Mr. Nemako, you're happy
Evans,
with the
I'm
provisional
happy
register?
Called me.
Mr. Nemako, just for
Dr.
clarity.
Rashid Tanko.
Yes.
For us to...
Mr. Nemako, just for clarity, you're happy with the provisional register as it is?
To come and debate Dr. Mahmoud Baumia on his policy issues.
Evans Nemako, can you hear me?
If you want to push, will not wash.
Mr. Nemako, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
You're happy with the provisional register as it is?
The register we have is provisional register. It's not a final register. If there's any issue in the register...
Do you have any issues with it?
For now, the New Patriotic Party has not raised any issue about this provisional register. Because we know what the Act, CI 91, states when it comes to provisional register and what voters must do at the face of exhibition. And it's not the confusion that the NDC want to rain on us.
And you're confident that the exhibition alone will cure any issues you may have down the line?
We are confident that if there are concerns, it must be done at the exhibition phase. Beyond that, we have IPAC programs, meetings, and other conversations. Is the NDC telling us that they've never had some engagement with the EC ahead of exhibition and post-exhibition? Is that what they are telling us? They are not able to tell us the total they got from the provisional register, but they are able to tell us that there is a certain 15,000, a certain 245,000. All that the EC has said, it is neither here nor there. You want to stage demonstration in Ghana across all the constituencies. Meanwhile, in my constituency of Buakwa South, there's no problem with the register. In my constituency, Bosomtre, in Ashanti region, there's no problem. In Zabdugu, there's no problem. So why do you want to stage a demonstration?
Yeah, and talking about the demonstration, Dr. Tanko Rashid, the Electoral Commission's Director of Electoral Services has asked you to make it civil. Can you guarantee that?
That's policy issues.
Hello?
Dr. Rashid Tanko, can you guarantee that the protest on Tuesday will be civil? That's what the Electoral Commission is appealing for.
Evan,
I doubt they will.
Clearly, we have prepared ourselves for a massive demonstration on Tuesday because the Electoral Commission seems not to understand the enormity of the issue at stake.
Can you guarantee that it will be civil?
Oh, why will we go on a violent demonstration? That is not the bane of NDC. No. We are clearly going to have a peaceful demonstration across the country. We are just going to let Ghanaians know that, look, these are the issues we are talking about. Because remember, Evans, in 2015-2016, when Dr. Mahmoud Baumia presented the 80,000 Togolese issues and was talking about it and doing pie charts and bar charts of the register, the problem of the register and all that, and met the Electoral Commission. Why is it that they didn't allow the Electoral Commission to do the investigation themselves? But the committee was rather set, headed by Justice Clapp, 5-man committee, to do the investigation. That was what happened. It was the MPP who led it. And we are saying that the same thing we have made this time, the matter is even more than what happened in 2015. This year, the matter is so grave that it needed a serious body to look at it. Because you can't just have a register where over 243,000 votes did we use to win in 2008 general election. How many votes? Now we are talking of one thematic area that cost 243,000. And you think we should fold our arms? And the same EC accepted it and said, yes, they deliberately did that. It's their own words. They use the word that they deliberately added it. So if we hadn't seen it, that deliberate thing that they have done would have passed through the water.
Well, the explanation there, Dr. Tanko Rashid, that when it did that, it wasn't to hide it. It was to track the movement of voters as far as the transfer were concerned. They had done it openly, and it wasn't to hide it. And that is why you indeed found the difference, because it wasn't meant at all to be one that was to be hidden. And by the way, Dr. Tanko Rashid, thank you very much. The Deputy National Director of Elections at the NDC. Evans Mensah is the Director of Research and Elections at the MPP2. The Electoral Commission will be addressing the news conference shortly, and when that starts, we'll bring that to you. News night in a minute.
Kind of way, tell you so the more money promo now.
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draw. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Couldn't sleep at night. Mosquitoes will be whining in my ears, bugging me all night long. Till I got a remedy. Now I'll be spraying them away with holy insecticide spray. I go spray them away with holy insecticide spray. When I sleep, me da my dog with holy insecticide spray.
Holy mosquito coil, holy multi-purpose insecticide spray. Ghana Kron Kron. For bulk purchase, call 0302 681582. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my name is Mami Akua, an entrepreneur and a mother of two. My work keeps me busy most of the time, and sometimes it takes me away from my family. But the safety and health of my family is very important to me. As a working mother, I cannot afford to take any chances when it comes to matters of health. That is why I signed up for a family health care plan from Equity Health Insurance. My family and I have access to over 700 hospitals, clinics, opticians, dentists, pharmacies, and diagnostic centers across the length and breadth of Ghana. With Equity Health Insurance, I no longer have to worry about medical bills. Anytime a member of my family visits a hospital, Equity Health Insurance has got my family and I covered. What about you? Who has got you covered?
Call Equity Health Insurance on 050-660-7910 and talk to them about your family health needs now. Visit equityhealthinsurance.com for more information. Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
Looking for the best in trendy and fashionable clothes? Your surest destination is Achimota Retail Center, where you find King's Bazaar, Mr. Price, LC Wakiki, Gambel Clothing, ABA Outlet, and Pacific Fashion. We always have amazing deals and unbelievable discounts to offer. And your vibes in Kwan.
Personalities at the
Tonight, Lands Minister and his deputies under intense pressure as coalition of civil society organizations in agriculture, aquaculture and fisheries demand their immediate dismissal, citing dire impact of illegal mining on the aquatic businesses to the tune of $1.2 billion.
The Minister for Natural Resources and his deputies be fired for the fact that a lot of resources have been provided to them to safeguard the resources of this country. Their tenure has witnessed the worsening of our predicament.
More also tonight from Organized Labour and the Media Coalition against Galamsey. Also tonight, the government releases 1.5 billion cedis to affected customers of defunct fund management companies. We'll hear from customers.
The amount released is not even up to 50% of the outstanding balances of the black sold customers. We should make sure that customers see their payments in their accounts before the end of this month of August.
Meanwhile, aggrieved customers of Mengs Gold have petitioned President Akufo-Addo appealing to him to bail them out.
Why don't the president also bail us out pending the determination of the case? It was another fraud. I just want to make it simple. He hasn't done any validation. There's no evidence that he has done any validation.
Also tonight, former gender minister and incumbent MPP MP for Agona West, Cynthia Morrison, says there is no chance she will back down on running as an independent parliamentary candidate.
Down, you would change your mind. Is there any such chance?
For where we have gotten to and for what happened yesterday, I will not.
Details, as she says, she has been victimized in the MPP because she supported Kennedy Ejapon in the MPP presidential primaries.
They hooted at me, they swept with broom. Nobody called me until they heard I was going independent.
Are you suggesting that some of this mafia work you speak of happened within the parliamentary primary against you?
I know because I supported Kennedy Ejapon. That one I know.
And shortly, we'll be taking you to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, where the Commission is addressing a major news conference on the back of the NDC allegations, with 5 days to go before a nationwide protest to force them to put up a forensic audit into the voters' register. We are live for you shortly in business.
Customers of defunct fund management firms said to receive up to 50,000 Ghana cedis of outstanding claims in coming days following the release of fresh bailout funds from government.
And as was Ghana's biggest corporate fun event, the Joy Sports Invitational, returns next month with over 20 companies competing for the ultimate prize.
I want to stay with us here on News Night. Later in our Disabled series, we bring you the story of a senior high school student who visually impaired, who refuses to let discrimination stand in her way of becoming a lawyer.
Some of them also hate us naturally. I came together with my colleagues. We advise each other, encourage each other to show the world that they are also useful. So I'm studying to become a lawyer or a human rights activist.
Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants (CIMA) and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants (AICPA), together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty, Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, and Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development.
And indeed, this is your election headquarters, and the Electoral Commission is addressing a major news conference tonight on the back of allegations made by the main opposition NDC accusing the Electoral Commission of plotting to rig the elections with a flawed voters register. The party is set to mobilize its thousands and millions of supporters across the country to protest, to march on EC offices nationwide to demand a forensic audit. The Electoral Commission is addressing that and more right now at its headquarters. We can now go live there and listen to Samuel Tete, who is the Deputy Chairperson of the Commission.
What they say ahead of the NDC's planned demonstration on Tuesday. The Electoral Commission has actually mounted their own defense currently. We should be hearing from them right now. Come back to continue the conversation.
September 2024. The meeting provided an opportunity for the NDC to present their concerns with the Provisional Voters Register. As you may be aware, the Provisional Voters Register was recently exhibited as part of processes leading to the preparation of the final voters register ahead of the 2024 general elections. In their presentation, the NDC indicated they had identified 5 issues with the register. The NDC further stressed that the concerns they have identified would warrant the Electoral Commission to accept a forensic audit of the voters' register to assuage the fears. Of stakeholders. In addition, the NDC requested for re-exhibition of the voters' register. 3. The Commission informed the NDC that the discrepancies they had detected were not new. The Commission noted that it had detected the same issues and had taken steps to correct them. The Commission reiterated that the essence of the exhibition exercise was to address all the concerns with the Provisional Voters Register and assured the NDC that the issues identified were being resolved. The Commission assured the NDC that the issues they had listed were theoretical issues that the law had provided remedies for, as stated in the constitutional instrument on the registration of voters, CI 91, as amended by CI 126. 4. The Commission explained that the law envisaged that discrepancies would arise following a registration exercise and provided remedies for fixing the discrepancies, including the following: inclusion of omitted names, objection to names of unqualified voters on the register, removal of names of deceased voters from the register, replacement of poor quality or damaged voter ID cards, correction to wrong spelling of names, correction to wrong registration center codes, that's misplaced polling stations, and amendment to other registration details, example, age, sex, etc., as a result of clerical error. These discrepancies the Commission identified at the meeting were all being resolved. The Commission again highlighted that the essence of the exhibition exercise was to correct any discrepancies in the provisional voters register before it was finalized for the general election. 6. The Commission explained the four-pronged approach it had adopted to resolve the discrepancies in the provisional voters register since 2020. This approach involved 1. District electoral officers checking their registers through the register viewers to ensure all voters who registered in their districts have their names and correct dates of birth in the register. 2. Exhibition officers scrutinizing the copies of the register given to them to establish that all the names for each polling station are properly captured, including the multiples and exceptions registers. 3. Voters who go to check their details at the exhibition centers or online also provide information that help correct their details if need be. And 4, IT staff who have access to the register viewer work with our officers to correct discrepancies from the field. 7. The Commission indicated that it had adopted this transparent process involving key officers at all levels with the sole purpose of ensuring that all registered voters had their names in the voters' register. It is important to note that all the discrepancies were identified by the Commission's own internal processes. I am pleased to note that as we speak, they have largely been resolved. Nevertheless, the Commission assured the NDC that the issues they had raised would be investigated and a report produced and discussed with them. The EC requested a copy of the discrepancies identified by the NDC at the meeting. This was not given to the Commission. Unfortunately, several calls and requests to the NDC to obtain a copy of the discrepancies have yielded no results. 9. During the discussions, the NDC proposed that the Commission undertake a forensic audit. While the Commission did not reject the proposal for a forensic audit of the register, the question is, what purpose will a forensic audit serve? The NDC's detection of discrepancies with the provisional voters register is not new. As the Commission has maintained, that is the essence of the exhibition exercise. It is to correct discrepancies. This is what is being done, as has been the case in the past. It is not new. Then, the Commission is of the view that the forensic audit is not what is needed at this time. It is premature. 11. The Commission wishes to inform the general public that the voters' exhibition exercise in itself is an audit. The exhibition offers an avenue for the auditing of the register. It unearths discrepancies and allows for prescribed legal processes to correct the discrepancies. Perhaps this is the first time the NDC has taken interest in the register. Otherwise, one would have expected them to call for such an audit of the 2016 register, which contained photos of plants and animals representing voters. It is important to note that Contrary to what is being alluded, since 1992, the voters' register has never been audited. 12. The exhibition exercise enables citizens to verify their details and allows for the unearthing of discrepancies in the register. Additionally, it provides for the correction of discrepancies in the register. This is not new. This has been the practice since 1992. The process of cleaning and strengthening the voters' register is well defined by law. We have also noted comments by the NDC to the effect that the very doctor that created the problem should not be the doctor that will resolve the problem. The EC must agree for an independent body to audit them. The EC holds a contrary view to the position held by the NDC. We reiterate that it is the EC that is clothed with the responsibility and capacity to address discrepancies in the provisional voters register. The Commission has been doing this since 1992. It has the experience to do this and does not require any external organization to do its work. We reiterate that the law makes provision for the self-auditing of the voters' register through the voters' exhibition exercise. The exercise makes available the provisional copy of the register and allows citizens to verify their details and point out discrepancies with their details. Additionally, the same law allows for the correction of these discrepancies by the EC at all levels, from the field to the districts to the head office. This is the laid down, tried and tested process, and it works. What then is the purpose of the proposed forensic audit? The Commission is of the view that such an audit will add no value whatsoever to the well-defined, tried and tested process voters. A report. The EC believes that the best way to ascertain the credibility and integrity of the 2024 voters register is the discussion table, not on the streets. Taking to the streets will not ensure a credible register. It will only cause tensions and suspicions, which are unwarranted. We call on the former president of Ghana, an eminent and respected statesman of the Republic, to encourage and bring his party to the table, as that is the best place to address issues and ascertain the truth regarding the voters' register. We are confident that the former president will heed to our calls and do everything in his power to bring his party to the discussion table. On our part, we assure the NDC of a transparent process that would demonstrate to them that all their concerns have been resolved. The Commission wishes to state that almost all the discrepancies identified have to date been corrected. As in 2020, the Commission is committed to providing the country and all political parties with a robust and credible voters register that will guarantee free, fair, transparent, and credible general election in December 2024. We urge the public to trust the EC to do this again and again. Thank you.
And that there is Samuel Tete, is a deputy chairperson at the Electoral Commission, and we'll stay at the Electoral Commission pretty shortly. My colleague James Abeji will join me with a bit more, because today there's been a lot more happening at the Electoral Commission today, with some other aspirants who are aspiring to be presidents filing their nominations. We'll get to that pretty shortly for you. But if you're just joining us, we've just been listening to a major news conference by the Electoral Commission on the allegations made by the main opposition NDC, primarily that the EC may be plotting to rig the polls using a flawed voters register. They had called a nationwide protest on Tuesday, the 17th of September, and the party has been mobilizing its supporters across the country to march onto EC offices to demand a nationwide forensic audit of the voters register. You just heard there the deputy chair say that is needless. They do not believe that an audit will add any value. In fact, he says that yes, there are discrepancies in the register that they recently compiled, and that they have, quote, largely been investigated and addressed. The key question then becomes largely what is left to be addressed. The NDC says the way to determine that is to do a forensic audit. The EC says that they don't believe in that. Now, they also tell us tonight that they indeed promised the NDC that the issues that they put before them will be investigated, and once investigated, the findings will be discussed with them and appropriate solutions found. Now, they also threw a few jabs at the NDC, one suggesting that perhaps this is the first time that the NDC is taking an interest in the voters register at this provisional level, and indeed if they had followed closely, they would have had issues in 2016 with the register that had animals in them representing human beings, the deputy chair had also said. Now, the EC also says tonight that they have the expertise to do an audit, and that any audit of the register is one that is backed by law, and that an external body cannot do so because they have their own internal expertise to do this particular audit, and that the process of auditing is inherent in the exhibition itself, which is an auditing process, and they've dismissed that. And finally, they called on the former president, John Dramani Mahama, to get his party to the table for a discussion. They rather want to talk, and that is an appeal that has been made to John Mahama tonight by the Electoral Commission, asking John Mahama, the former president, to bring his party to the table, and that a protest on Tuesday, to quote the Electoral Commission deputy chair, will only cause tension and will not address the issues. That is the developing story from the Electoral Commission tonight. And I have with me my colleague James Abeji, who is at the press conference for us, joining us right now with a bit more. And I know, James, is the Electoral Commission prepared to take questions on this?
Evans, you want to come again for me?
Is the Electoral Commission prepared to take questions on this?
Yes, they've opened the forum to take questions on the presentation so far, but I have to excuse and deal with you first before we go back there.
And do we have any of the parties represented at this event, or is just the Electoral Commission speaking to the media?
This is solely an Electoral Commission address. None of the political parties are here. Even those who came earlier to file for their presidential aspirants have all left about an hour later before this press conference began.
And from what I'm seeing right now, the EC have closed shop after that particular press conference. But let's deal with other issues that has happened at the Electoral Commission headquarters today, including the filing of nominations. We have 3 female presidential aspirants who are filed now. Walk us through them.
Yes, Evan. So the CPP's Nana Frimpoma Kumakuma has filed her nominations today to get on the ticket of the CPP to vie for the presidency come December 7. The GFP, Ghana Freedom Party's Ekwiadonko, who has been a serial presidential candidate on the ticket of her party, has also filed this afternoon together with the embattled former General Secretary of the PNC, Janet Nabila also filing. And so initially 7 of them were supposed to file, 3 female candidates who are coming on, but supposed to come on the back of political parties, and 4 other independent candidates. But only 3 of them, the female amongst the 7, have been able to file. The PNC was supposed to file before the Electoral Commission's press conference. They came around to the place only to return that they've identified some errors on their nomination forms, and so would decide to go back and correct that and come do the needful tomorrow.
Well, one of the aspirants, the female aspirants, Janet Nabila, who we're expecting to, file on the ticket of another political party. He's a former PNC General Secretary. He filed as an independent candidate instead. Why? Do we know?
Evan, so just 10 days ago, on the 2nd of September, she was outdoored as flag bearer of the new People's National Party, PNP, that was formed late last year and early this year. And just 10 days ago, she was outdoored to file on behalf of the party as their flag bearer. And so we were expecting that she would file on the ticket of a political party. When she was done with her filing, I caught up with her and asked what position, in which capacity she has filed. And she tells me that she has filed as an independent candidate. Her reason being that since February this year, they had attempted to register the political party, the PNP. The Electoral Commission asked them to open offices across the country, produce what they have to produce, and they've raised against them to provide all of those things February this year. But up to now, it was at the 11th hour that the EC tells them that their registration could not go through.
Oh, we started, that was in April. To us, we're thinking that by now the processes should be done, because number one, Electoral Commission asks us for a party headquarters. They asked about a constitution. They told us to provide them with our regional and national executives. They told us to provide them 262 district founders. They asked us to pay 40,000 Ghana cedis. They asked us to establish 16 regional offices across the country, to which we did with with haste. We did all these things, but then they told us that they are busy. Some of the things they were supposed to do, they couldn't do it.
And James, very quickly, what about the other candidates who filed today? What have they been telling you?
Well, Ikeadonko hopes that the EC chairperson, with all the back and forth happening, stay strong and get the job done. The CPP's candidate is hoping that the fact that females are getting in the rallying support for a female candidate to be president for the country.
Say, Obiara, ya oye na dwese. Obeye kwene no wanse sana dwene. Wanse sana dwene no nyame nifa. Nyame kwa nyankopɔ nifa, onyame de na bre to obia oye wajira dwene say. Obeye kwane obeye ho de won say so twa amna no no ale be kwa kotomu.
It is my belief and hope that as the woman, one of the women, and the first woman to stand for the Convention People's Party, is going to be there for all young people across the nation and everyone who has a dream and who believes in Ghana to be able to get up and do what is right for the nation. As we move forward, I want to take this opportunity to actually say that the trust that the Ghanaian has now had in being able to present themselves shows clearly that you've done very well, that a good job has been done.
And those 3 women filing today, they want to be president. They have filed, and we're keeping an eye on this. This closes tomorrow. And we're still watching to see if we'll get all those aspirants who had picked up forms, hoping to return them and get onto the ballot later this year. Still listen to News 90s on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, Pea Seye Gasu, a student with visual impairment at the Dome SHS, refuses to let discrimination stand in the way of her dreams. Despite facing harsh judgments and being told persons with visual impairment cannot lead, she remains focused on her goal of becoming a lawyer. The 19-year-old is determined to change the narrative, advocating for inclusion and equal opportunities for all. Emmanuel Jibenu has more in a Joy News series, Disabled.
Despite the strides made over the years to eliminate all forms of discrimination against persons living with disabilities, there is still a lot of work to be done.
Majority of them don't understand our way of life. Some of them also hate us naturally because of our situation. Some of them think we are unuseful, so getting close to us is very difficult. When we came, we were interested in finding out whether this school has ever had someone who is visually impaired leading the school. Some of our past seniors told us that they went for positions, but due to their situation, they were disqualified. And one teacher even confirmed that they asked him whether he has picked the broom to sweep before. And that question alone disqualified him due to his problem. He does not work.
Discrimination in any form undermines the principle of inclusivity. The belief that every student has unique strength and should be valued for their contributions rather than their disabilities.
I'm not giving up because my parents encourage me a lot to learn and my teachers as well. So giving up is not in my blood.
Points line by line and then
Pearl and a host of her colleagues have a mission to change the narrative about persons living with disabilities.
I came together with my colleagues. We advise each other, encourage each other that some of us must join some group in the school to prove to others that we can also do things like, let's say, speaking up for ourselves or showing their talent to show the world that they are also useful.
Despite the challenges people face on a daily basis, they still have their eyes fixated on their future plans in making a difference in their communities.
I see my future as bright because I'm studying to become a lawyer or a human rights activist. So I see my future to be very bright.
Inspiring indeed. And you want to find that full story on social media platforms, and it's also going to be across Joy News and on myjoyonline.com also. Disabled. Right after business, I'll take you into the election headquarters. Former gender minister and incumbent MPP MP for Agona West, Cynthia Morrison, says there is no chance she will back down or running as an independent parliamentary candidate.
Down, you would change your mind. Is there any such chance?
For where we have gotten to and for what happened yesterday, I will not.
Details, as she says, she has been victimized in the MPP because she supported Kennedy Japan in the MPP presidential primaries.
They hooted at me, they swept with broom. Nobody called me until they heard I was going independent.
Are you suggesting that some of this mafia work you speak of happened within the parliamentary primary against you?
I know because I supported Kennedy Japan. That one I know.
And the latest on the Galamsey war. George Affe is here with details on the world of business.
Well, Evans, coming up, customers of defunct fund management firms set to receive up to 50,000 Ghana cedis of outstanding claims following release of fresh bailout funds from government. And Bank of Ghana challenges claims of dollar shortage on the market, insisting banks have even not taken amount offered during their auction programs. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, Sinter's Tanks, and Pepsodent Herbal and Charcoal.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
It's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Hooray! Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited's back-to-school promotion is here with us once again. From August to September this year, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is giving a generous 10 to 20% discount on all school items like textbooks, pens, pencils, erasers, exercise books, and much more across all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takrade, Winneba, and Cape Coast. Parents, teachers, and students, please hurry while stocks last. For more information, call us on 0506 487 557 or 0302 764 209 or via email at info@kingdomgh.com. You can also visit our website www.kingdomstoreonline.com. Kingdom Books, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Supposed to happen when we find the reason.
Choboy! Yeah. We have a new leader in town. Obiarentie. Amafo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe mamu more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe mamu lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal Pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Electoral Ghana Limited is back with a massive back-to-school promo. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealer stores across Ghana for best offers on Samsung, Media, TCL, and NASCO products. Get a free portable audio speaker with the 50-inch NASCO Android UHD Smart TV for just 4,999 Ghana cedis. NASCO AC starting 3,699 Ghana cedis with free air cooler. Experience UHD 4K Smart Android TV with TCL for 6,499 Ghana cedis and receive a free electric kettle. Cook up a storm with the Media 20-liter solo microwave for only 999 Ghana cedis and say no to cold meals. Get a free cake mixer with the 4-burner Media gas cooker. Call 0503 159 739 for more information. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of electronics and appliances. Terms and conditions apply.
The luckiest star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Welcome and now for a daily star 712 hash and found no regrets. A side comma investors are a striking gold. A comma health workers are a diagnosing luck with precision. A side comma that tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. Say a comma passionate fan or also entering containing a joy. After to the seamstresser or turning a hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now a comma if you say your next big win is right here.
Dial star 712 hash and join the luckiest winning celebration. From the 1st of July 2024, dial star 712 hash to keep buying tickets as a group, individual, or even as a community. Win loads of cash and prizes in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Join the winning streak now.
The luckiest star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, customers of defunct fund management firms could receive up to 50,000 Ghana cedis of their outstanding claims in the coming days. This announcement was captured in a statement released by the Securities and Exchange Commission on the status of paying the bailout of the affected customers. More in this report.
The Securities and Exchange Commission in a statement announced that GCB Capital, which has been set up to manage this special purpose vehicle, Amalgamated Mutual Fund, will in the coming days hold an investor meeting with clients of the defunct fund management firms. The meeting is expected to give fine details on how the payment will be done in the coming days. On the 1.5 billion cedis released by the Finance Ministry to clear that outstanding payment due affected investors, the Securities and Exchange Commission revealed that the first tranche of 700 million cedis was released in August this year. Another 400 will come in October this year, and the remaining 400 will be paid in December this year. The Securities and Exchange Commission also revealed that this will bring the total amount of funds released by government as bailout funds to almost 6 billion out of the 9 billion expected to be paid. This bailout funds released so far has been used to pay a total number of 84,202 investor claims of the failed fund management companies, out of which 82% of the investor claims have been fully settled. The Securities and Exchange Commission added that these payments are being made on humanitarian grounds, since it was yet to recover all the funds through liquidation.
And that is a business desk report. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission has given the firm assurance that it is working with government to ensure that all validated claims are settled on time. Reverend Dan Galamsey is the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission and has been giving out more details on how this payment will be done in the coming days.
Now, I am aware that the AM Fund, the managers of the AM Fund will be holding a meeting in the coming days, and they will explain to the investors, because the money is going to be released in 3 tranches. They will let you know that this is how much has been credited to your account. In tranche 2, this is how much will be credited to your account. Tier 3, how much will be credited to your account. Then you make, when do I want to take the money out? Do I want to take it now? And then you engage them, and they'll let you know that, well, so there's cash up to this amount that you can take out. That's if you want to. But you can also leave it for us to manage. So I would say that investors should be on the watch out. They'll be getting SMS alerts that would invite them to a virtual meeting where the fund managers will go through the steps. I think that there would be the need for some of them, for instance, to update their records with a Ghana card and so on.
Reverend Daniel Ogbamiteta is the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and he was speaking on PM Express Business Edition, which airs tonight at 9 p.m. on Joy News, and is also live on all our social media platforms. You look at developments in the market and what is the regulator doing to actually restore confidence in that market space. Let's still stay on this subject, because the convener of the aggrieved customers of Blackshed Capital, Charles Nami, says that they welcome this latest development, even though it might not be enough to address all their concerns.
For the sake of our customers who have critical medical condition and life-threatening issues, it would have been disservice on the part of we, the leadership, to have said that we would not accept this kind of payment because it is not full payment of our standing balances. For the sake of these critical condition suffering customers, we accept this payment in good faith with a bit of reservation. The balance of Gold Coast Fund Management customers alone is over 5 billion Ghana cedis, or close to 5 billion Ghana cedis. So release only 1.5 billion cannot pay half of the outstanding investment portfolio of the entire Gold Coast customers. Now, what would become of the remaining balance of over 3 billion?
Convener of the aggrieved customers of Blackshed Capital, Charles Nyame. Now, the Bank of Ghana is challenging claims of dollar shortage on the market, which is actually fueling the cedi's depreciation. There is more in the following report.
The Bank of Ghana described this news as very interesting. This is because most of the auction carried out over the past 3 months, commercial banks did not even take up the entire dollars that was on offer. Therefore, they are struggling to connect these complaints based on data available to the central bank. Sources close to the Bank of Ghana have told Joy Business that they have the required dollars to support the market. Therefore, there is no need for businesses to panic. According to the Bank of Ghana, the interbank market and rates being offered have fairly been stable over the past 3 months, and that should prove that it has always been on the market to meet the needs of the banks and businesses. The Bank of Ghana also argued that the increase in dollar supply in recent times is not due to the fact that there is shortage of dollars on the market, but rather a strategy to ensure that it meets the needs of businesses to finance some critical sectors of the economy.
And that is the business tech report. Now, if you should turn to the commercial banks, you're likely to get a dollar at 15 Ghana cedis, 85 pesos. However, if you turn to a forex bureau, they are offering a dollar at 16 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos. Now, head of climate change unit at the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Daniel Benefo, is calling for the development of a regulatory framework which will build the capacity and protect companies from carbon-related tariffs and sanctions when exporting to the Western market. He spoke at the PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana Forum themed Beyond the Surface, exploring the current state of carbon emissions in Ghana for the extractive sector.
We are lucky that the CBAM is not fully implemented now, but I've seen that the UK and Canada is also about to start CBAM. So it's catching up with everybody. And we're happy to explore further with you how we can safeguard companies or protect companies' exposure to CBAM in future. We've seen that a lot of the companies in the maritime sectors are really exposed to that because they export to China and it ends up in the European market. So clearly we need to look at how to safeguard that. Or do we have any alternative market to also explore?
Head of Climate Change Unit at the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Daniel Benefo. And that's all for business on News Night.
Thank you very much, George. So live your News Night is on Joy 99.7 FM. Time for sports with Ms. Bao.
Hello, Evans. Well, quick update on that CAF ban on Ghana. It's the Sports Ministry, and they have directed the Ghana Football Association to look into getting CAF to assess the University of Ghana Stadium and the Accra Sports Stadium for these facilities to be considered for the Black Stars game against Sudan next month. Now, at the moment, those facilities have not got the required, the pitch are not in the best of shape at the moment. However, the Sports Ministry is hoping that CAF will consider these facilities and prevent Ghana from playing the African Cup of Nations qualifier against Sudan outside of the country, which former captain of the Black Stars, Stephen Appiah, has described as a national embarrassment if it is to happen in October. Still in October, after 4 years of waiting, Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is returning. And big events. We've been waiting for this, finally returning. And it's returning next month, Saturday, October 26th. Looking forward to it. Among the events that are going to be happening, you're going to be seeing football, you're going to see 100 meters, you're going to have 4x100 meters relay, basketball, and this year 24 companies will be participating. Already 10 companies are registered with 14 slots remaining. Here is the General Manager for Sales and Customer Service at MGL, David Max Fuga.
The event has generated so much excitement since we started contacting our clients. It has generated so much excitement. As I speak to you now, about 10 organizations have already registered. And so we only have about 14 slots available. So if you are interested in participating, just call the front desk of Joy FM, and then you will have people on standby to attend to you. But it is generating a lot of excitement. And if you don't call early, don't register early, you'll have to wait for next year's edition. And we believe and we can assure everybody that it's going to be bigger and better and exciting. The other good thing is that we have a bigger venue now. The ultramodern University of Ghana Stadium is where we are hosting this year's event. And so you can be assured of parking, you can be assured of security, and you can be assured of a bigger space to do the various events that we have planned to do.
So, Evans, the big question is, which event will you be participating in for MGL?
Football. I'm a striker, you know.
Papa, you do what? 100 meters. Papa, you try 100 meters for Ghana. Anyway, so wherever you are, get your companies on board and start registering. 14 slots available. October 26th is the date, and we're all looking forward to it. That's it, Evans.
Thank you very much. Now, 17 civil society organizations in agriculture, aquaculture, and fisheries are piling pressure on the president to dismiss the lands minister and his deputies about their failure to protect the environment and aquatic life. They cite widespread destruction of the country's forest reserves, alarming pollution levels of water bodies, and threats of illegal mining to the $1.2 billion annual fish import bill. This call comes on the back of an 18-day ultimatum issued to the president to declare a state of emergency to deal with the menace, and that was issued by organized labor yesterday. My colleague Papania Charlie joins me in the studio right now with more from the statement from this 17 CSOs in agriculture. What is your point exactly?
Well, Evans, the first thing they make claim to is that the current situation, that is illegal mining, is wreaking havoc on the nation's agricultural and aquatic ecosystem. And the reason they have now risen and come together to power pressure on government to do something. They have 9 demands that they are making. The first one is on government to cease all Galamsey operations immediately, and also immediate resignation or dismissal of the Minister for Mines and Natural Resources and his deputies. And then they go on to say they are asking for the restoration of the degraded lands and prosecute perpetrators, implement sustainable mining practices, and support affected communities and industries, set up a national anti-Galamsey steering committee comprising respected non-partisan citizens and key stakeholders, deployment of military and police personnel to affected areas, urgent implementation of measures to halt Galamsey operations and conduct environmental assessment, provision of alternative livelihoods, and then finally promotion of agroforestry and reforestation efforts, Evans.
We'll be speaking shortly to the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, who will join us now on this and others. Remember that the organized labor themselves also had 5 points, starting with the declaration of a state of emergency, but they also wanted an immediate halt to all forms of small-scale mining. I want to bring him in now. Mr. Abu Janapo joins us right now. Mr. Janapo, thanks for your time here on Newsnight. Hello, Mr. Janapo, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Janapo, can you hear me? Okay, we may have lost him there on the line. This is still Newsnight. It's on Joy at 99.7 FM. Still staying on this particular subject, though. We've seen the organized labor already responding to a statement that was issued yesterday by the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry on the back of all the protests and agitations that we've seen over the period. This is the Federation of Labor's Kenneth Thompson, who has been speaking to this.
We have a situation where there are litany of men and women who are going through dialysis as a result of the polluted water bodies. Cancer cases have increased astronomically, stillbirth.
We can speak now to the Minister, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister joins us right now. Mr. Janapo, thanks for your time here on Newsnight. So the 17 civil society organizations in Agric, they want you to either resign or the president should sack you. You accepting to resign?
Thank you very much, Evans. Let me say a very good evening to your cherished listeners. As I said yesterday at the Editors Forum, we continue to be very open to engage and also warmly welcome various interventions and suggestions to this ongoing fight against illegal mining. I did indicate a truly national and collective effort to be able to come to grips with the issue of illegal small-scale mining. And I gave the example that whatever efforts we put in place, if the various components of the Ghanaian polity, as in the government, security apparatus, civil society organizations, traditional authorities, local government apparatus, and I should add, even more importantly, local community members do not come together and paddle in the same direction, we will not be able to make progress when it comes to the issue of illegal small-scale mining.
Except that the consensus since yesterday is that government must take that leadership role, and many of the organizations, including organized labor, say they haven't seen that, for which reason they're asking for your head or the president must sack you. Will you resign? Hello, Mr. Janapo, can you hear me? I'm talking about you've made the point that this is a collective effort. It was in your statement. But the organized labor, the 17 CSOs believe government must take that lead role. You must show the political will. They haven't seen that, for which reason they're demanding your resignation or the president sacks you. Will you resign?
Well, for example, I've heard some other groups say that the president should be impeached and so on and so forth. I mean, in a democracy, with the greatest of respect, people are entitled to express views and so on and so forth. I don't find a need for that. And as I said yesterday, a lot of work has been done on this matter. A lot of effort is being put into it. But at the end of the day, we will achieve the ultimate result if we work as a collective. If we put our shoulders to the wheel together and paddle in the same direction. That is the only way we can get results in this matter. And government is fully committed. I mean, I've been all over the place the past 4 or 5 days with the review that is going on and the enhanced measures we are rolling out or we're going to roll out in the days to come. So it will take a collective effort. There's no two ways about that. Government has a very important, big role to play in all of this.
I mean, the water turbidity levels, they are at 14,000 NTU. Do you accept that you have failed?
Well, I don't look at this matter from the point of failure or sources. The most important thing is that we have a framework, and if we have to tweak it, we do so. And I've seen turbidity levels over the period go up and down. There are times when the turbidity levels comes down, when activities lessen on the river bodies of our country. There are times when it goes up, when there is elevated activity on the river bodies of our country. What is absolutely important is that we continue with the efforts, and that is exactly what we are trying to do.
Will organized labor get the state of emergency? And remember that you have 18 days to make a decision. Otherwise, they will declare a nationwide strike and you will be hit with protests.
We continue to engage with all stakeholders, organized labor inclusive, and we will continue to pursue that path. And the suggestions that have been made, declare state of emergency and all of those are on the table. And I believe that when these matters are interrogated dispassionately and comprehensively, we will be in a position to find a way forward.
Thank you very much. That there is the Lands and Natural Resources Minister. And very quickly, Anthony Kafutu Morrison is the CEO of the Chamber of Agribusiness, and he's part of the 17 organizations who are the latest to come together to sign this statement asking for action because their farms, aquatic life is being affected. And very quickly, Mr. Morrison, we just spoken to the minister. One of your demands was that he either resigns or be sacked. He says he doesn't see the need for that. A quick reaction?
Evans, thank you very much, and very good evening to your cherished listeners. I think the minister is missing the point. Yesterday, he came out to say he doesn't see the reason to declare state of emergency. It tells you the way he's underscoring the importance of what we are talking about. We are talking about 200,000 people who are involved in an illegality that is affecting 32 million people. And we have an agriculture population of 17 million people whose livelihood are being threatened by the activities of 200,000. And Evans, I'm currently in the north, and we are walking through maize farms, and you can see illegal mining taking place in maize farms.
I mean, the devastation is so palpable, is it not? And very briefly, because of time, though, he says resignation won't happen. What is it? But I ask you, if that doesn't happen, what would you do? What's your next line of action? Very briefly.
For the first time in the history of Ghana, farmers will demonstrate, and that we can promise him. He doesn't understand the situation we are facing. We need to protect farmland, and it's only the protection of farmland that can guarantee the food security.
When will you demonstrate?
Well, we are working also with the labor unions.
So you'll join the organized labor. Thank you very much. That's Mr. Morrison there. He heads the Chamber of Agribusiness. And very quickly, just before we go, the former gender minister and MP for Agona West, Cynthia Morrison, says she will not back down on her efforts to be re-elected as an independent MP. Listen, she's been talking to us.
Independent. As a party.
Tells me he's been calling his line, and I'm like, maybe he wants me. There's something that we do in common. So I thought that was what he was calling me. So I called him and said, Daddy, I've seen your dad. Ebe tells me that you've been calling. So I've sent somebody to do A, B, and C. So let the driver come tomorrow. Then he's like, it's not because of that. It's because of this. And I said that nobody has called me and said anything until this far. But anyway, we'll talk about it. But I cannot promise you that I am stepping down. I'm going to the constituency. I'll talk to the people and get back to you. That was when I was coming this time. My leader, Afenyo, calls me also the first time. And I told him that Afenyo, when he started, I said, no. All the things that went on the day of election, you called me, I was on the grounds. How did you
step down? You would change your mind? Is there any such chance?
For where we have gotten to and for what happened yesterday, I will not. I will play it on your television. For what had happened yesterday, the audio you can play on your television. It is against me, but you can play on your TV. If your wife is being insulted like this for politics, and the people I have fed are the ones saying this, I will send it to you immediately we finish. You can play it on air.
Cynthia Morrison, the former gender minister, served under this government, and she's decided to go as independent. And just before we go, you really don't want to miss the Joy News 2024 EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. In less than 24 hours, prospective homeowners seeking to inquire and purchase all housing needs will gather at the Chute Park of the Accra Mall, where the final train of the 2024 EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is making a stop starting from tomorrow, 13th of September, to Sunday, 15th of September. You really want to make a date. It's just right here at the Accra Mall. And that's it for News Night tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening.